Thank you so much. Hello. Wasn't that beautiful? Yes. That was gorgeous. I wish I could sing. I'll just keep it going, but I'm not gonna do that. I am so excited to be here. Are you excited to just have this time together? To cultivate joy? This is exciting. Well, your women's ministry team must have thought that you guys either love to laugh or need to laugh to bring a comedian to your women's conference. So what is it? Who loves to laugh? Who needs to laugh tonight? A little bit of both. I hear ya. Well, I've got some good news for you. Laughing burns calories. I heard there were some cookies somewhere, so we could just laugh it off. It's a lot more fun than a treadmill, so. Well, my name is Dori McLemore, and I am from Texas. Well, actually, someone told me I can't say I'm from Texas because I wasn't born here. I just live here. But my husband, he was born and raised in Texas. He is a native, yeah. So I am Texan by marriage. My mother-in-law says I'm from the north, and that she just recently forgave me for that. But don't worry, it has only been like 25 years, so it's fine. We have lived in Texas over 10 years, though, so I think I'm working on some sort of dual citizenship. That's good. The first year I moved here, I realized that I don't know the right answer to some of the questions you guys ask. Like my mother-in-law, every time she would come over, she'd ask me the sweetest question. She'd say, Dori, do you need anything? Do you need anything? And I did not know that the right answer was no. I would just stop and think of something I needed. That first year, I got so many new things. And then she just stopped asking. I'm gonna be 50 soon. Thank you. I know us women, sometimes we do not like to talk about our age out, like from a microphone or even out loud, really. But I think that the higher the number is, the better we look. Like if I said I was 24, you'd be like, she looks pretty bad for 24. So higher is better. I just don't think I know enough stuff to be 50. Like, I don't even know how to make one soup. In fact, when I first got married, I didn't even know you could make soup. I thought you could just buy it in cans. But then I was telling someone, I don't know how to make one soup, and I've told a surprising number of people, and they actually will try to give me their easy soup recipe. But it always starts out with, you just take a bone and put it in a pot. And I just don't know where you guys are getting all the bones. Do I buy the bone? I just feel like if I'm gonna buy a bone, I might as well buy a soup. But my friend said, Dori, no, you do not need to buy the bone. You just take what you made for dinner, take out the bones, put it in the pot. And then I realized, I don't cook anything that has bones. There's no bones in pasta. Tacos, no bones. In fact, I'm pretty much trying not to have bones in there. Anybody doing that bone broth fast? I think I saw a hand back there. Looked like you had strong bones. I bought some bone broth. I did. It's in my cabinet, but I just can't do it. I don't want to drink the bone juice. I don't want to. I don't want to make a bone smoothie. I can't. Now I want to get rid of it, but I don't know if I could just throw it away or do I have to bury it? I guess I am doing the bone broth fast. I'm just fasting from bone broth. I can't be 50. I can't. I don't know a lot. Like my husband and I were driving down the road and we saw a sign and it said goat therapy 5 miles. And I looked at my husband and I said, "You have got to be kidding me. What do goats have to be stressed out about?" And he said, "Oh, I hope you're kidding." Then we got there, and there was another sign, and it said, "The doctors are in," and there was a picture of goats. So I knew that the therapy was for us. But it was at a goat dairy farm, and there was a little general store, and my husband walked out with some goat cheese. And it was in that moment that I realized that all these years, almost 50 of them, I did not know that goats could be milked. My husband said, "What did you think goat's milk was?" I said, "I thought it was milk that goats liked." I can't be 50. I can't. I've got 3 beautiful children. Thank you. Well, and one kind of ugly one. Actually, I just have the 3 pretty ones, but a few of you laughed. You should probably check your souls. I did not know this going into it. Did you guys know that the number of children you have equally correlates to the number of times that you will retake middle school math? I did not add that up. I used to be good at math, but now I can't even recognize it. I can't even Google it to help them with their homework. Are there any teachers in the room? You don't have to be math teachers. Okay. Can we give them a round of applause, please? That is a hard job. I do have a question for you while I have your attention. Is it taboo or common knowledge to say that when you give our kids large projects, we do them? Do you guys know that's happening? My kids would come home from school. I'm like, "What do you mean we didn't make it into the science fair?" That was some of my best work. I recently made the Alamo out of Rice Krispie treats. It took 16 batches. Apparently, I have trouble making things to scale. My daughter, she could barely lift it, but I didn't want her to forget it. So I put a note on the front door. It said, "Remember the Alamo." I thought that was pretty clever. I don't think she got it, but I could have eaten that whole Alamo. It was so good. I know I should probably be on some sort of diet, but I cannot find a single diet where you can eat all the bread you want. I've tried keto, paleo, carnivore, low carb, no bread. And I just don't know whose idea it was for all this bread shaming going on. I'm trying not to get offended, but it's hard because I'm a carbitarian. And I'm just saying, bring bread back. Thank you. I think I know something that might help. Apparently, at one point, the milk wasn't doing so hot. All the milk farmers got together and they came up with a slogan. Do you know what the slogan for milk? Got milk. We always get the milk. There's no shame in milk. All the bread farmers just need to get together and come up with a slogan. I've been working on one. I don't know where to send it in. If you do, go ahead. I don't need credit. Bread. It's like a warm blanket for your soul. That'll move some bread, right? Actually, someone came up to me after a show and said, bread, you need it. Yeah, a little cheesy, huh? Is this what needing bread looks like? Is that what it's, yeah. Cauliflower is doing well. You cannot get away from cauliflower. You want white rice? Wait, they've got rice cauliflower. You want mashed potatoes? Wait, they've got mashed cauliflower. You want a pizza crust? They've got cauliflower in the shape of a pizza crust. I went into Costco the other day and they tried to give me a sample of cauliflower Cheez-Its. I was like, that's going a little too far, cauliflower. I don't even have a punchline for this. I just wanted you to know. The cauliflower farmers are killing it. But it's hard because everyone's talking about your best self. What would your best self be doing? Would your best self be eating that cheeseburger? Yes. Because my best self loves cheeseburgers. And my best self would have a metabolism. My new diet plan is just to wait for a grandbaby. Because I figure for mom, my body is all right, but I would be one smoking hot grandma. Thanks for laughing. No, my problem is I love all food. I'm not exclusive to bread. Like, I'll go into a restaurant and I will study the menu like there's going to be a test. If I've never been to that restaurant, I will go online and look up the menu like I'm doing some sort of virtual learning. My husband gets frustrated with me sometimes, and he says, Dori, just pick something. This is not the Last Supper. And I'm like, well, honey, they just had crackers and grape juice. Maybe they should have looked at the menu longer. And I never pick anything healthy. No. I almost laugh out loud when they ask me that silly question. Would you like to substitute your fries for fruit? Who is doing that? Let's just say if I were the one in the Garden of Eden, we would have all been okay. I am not tempted by fruit. Maybe some sort of bread tree. But it never fails, because every time that my husband and I have tried to drive across the California state border, we always find one random piece of fruit in our car. Has anyone ever driven across the California state border? Okay, I think a couple crazy ones of you over here. You can vouch for me that I'm telling the truth. But there is a fruit border patrol station set up at the California state border. You can take whatever you want into California, but not fruit. They're very serious about it. They've got people in uniforms, fruit guards. That is someone's real job. You should be happier at your job right now. Unless you're a fruit guard, and then I'm sorry if I've offended you. But about a mile away, my husband and I always get into a fight because we find one lone banana in our car. Now we don't know what to do with it. He's like, let's throw it out the window. And I say, no, that's littering. And he says, no, it's not. It's biodegradable and animals will eat it. And then I say, well, then why is there a banana peel in every littering poster I've ever seen? So then we take it up with us, and now we don't know what to do. Are we going to surrender it? Are we already incriminating ourselves? Are we going to fruit prison? I don't know what the punishment is. If you do, don't tell me because it'll ruin the joke. Or do we conceal it? We don't know what kind of security measures they have. Maybe we're going to drive across a big grocery scanner. Beep, fruit prison. You never know. My husband thinks I have adult ADD. Sorry, that was so random. It's for your cheesy people over here. But really, he does think I have adult ADD, and he wants me to go on one of those websites where you can take a test to see if you have adult ADD. Do you know that there are pop-up ads on those websites? I don't think that's fair. I may never know if I have adult ADD, but I got an amazing deal on car insurance. I love shopping online. Any other online shoppers? Woo-hoo. I love it. Now, I did not know this until recently, that we are actually competing for things online with robots. Yeah. I was trying to get a movie club membership, and I don't know if it was the way I was typing, but all of a sudden it asked me, are you a robot? And I was like, I don't think so. And they're like, well, we're gonna check. And up comes that robot test. Identify all the images that have storefronts in them. And I start to panic because I can't remember what a storefront looks like. I'm like, that's a building. Are they selling stuff in there? There's a building. Is there a storefront in the distance, though? And I start picking all the pictures, and then I failed the robot test. And some robot is running around with my movie club membership. Now, I could be bitter about it, ladies. I really could. But instead, I decided to be polite to all the robots in my life. I say please and thank you to Siri. Try not to skip too many songs on my Alexa. And if I see a robot vacuum that's stuck, I help it right away. Because I figure if AI takes over and there's some kind of robot invasion, I need them on my side. Like, I want them to remember she had manners, you know? The good news is, though, if there is a robot invasion, we now know where to hide. Storefronts. They cannot identify them. You're welcome. My mom is very suspicious about robots. She thinks that Siri has a crush on my father. Sometimes she'll just call me to make me listen to the way that Siri says his name over and over again. I love the way she only uses voice texting, even when it's not a great time to be talking. I've seen her do this. Yes, comma. Girls, we are sitting in the front row, period. Yes, the wedding has already started. And then when someone sends her a funny text, I've seen her do this. Ha, 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 ha. That's my favorite. I love my mom dearly, and she is a very wise woman, and she loves to be in my act as well, so don't feel bad for her. But she loves it. She's so smart, but she is a mispronouncer. Do you know any of these people? They're shopping at the Home Depot. If you don't know any of these people, you probably are one of these people. And your friends are just not telling you. My mom will go into a Mexican restaurant and order chicken guacamole. The waiter will look confused. She's like, you know, chicken and cheese on tortillas. I don't know why we did this, but my mom and I decided to make my bridesmaids' dresses. What a great time to learn how to sew. We went into a fabric store and for the first time in our lives, and we found this pattern. It said we needed creped back satin. So my mom took it to the front counter, looked at the woman, assumed for no reason that she was hard of hearing, and said, "Excuse me, but do you happen to have any crapped back Satan?" I don't even think she knew she got it wrong. I was like, Mom, I don't think they used the word crap to describe anything in this store. And they don't name fabric after the devil. We left there with the ugliest fabric. And I have a piece of that fabric for each one of you at my table in the back. It's a little memento. Just kidding, that was a joke, because I'm a comedian. But I do have some things back there. I actually have books back there that I wrote. Thank you. I mean, not, individually, those are copies. Thank you. It's a women's devotional book called Hope Looks Good on You, and there's some funny stories in there at my expense, usually, and a Bible teaching and prompt to journal. And it's 21 days because I read somewhere that it takes 21 days to build a new habit. Well, unless you quit. Then it's longer than that. So, but I felt like the Lord called me to write a devotional that would help women develop a new habit of hope and joy in their lives. And because I think us women, we start to carry burdens instead of casting our burdens, don't we? And whenever I come along and I have something that happens like that, I feel like the Lord gives me a scripture to stand on. And for a long time, it's actually come from Proverbs 31, which at first I was bitter about it because the Proverbs 31 woman makes me look bad. She's always rising early and making things out of flax. And I don't know what flax is. But verse 25 is beautiful. It says, she is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future. And I always wondered, how could she do that? Like, she was born in Bible days, okay? Like, let's face it, they didn't even have ibuprofen back then. A lot could go wrong. But she said she laughs without fear of the future. And I think it gives away her secret a few verses later, because it says that she was a woman that feared God. And I think when we fear the Lord, we put our faith and our trust and our hope and our joy in the Lord, we don't have to fear the future. So we cultivate joy in our lives. We can stand on that. And my prayer for you, each one of you, is that you'd have that, you'd cultivate that, and that you'd also leave here tonight with one of my books. I mean, you got to pay for it, but actually, I can't chase you in these heels, so go at it. It's fine. But love you, and I'm excited for the rest of this conference. It sounds exciting. Let the Lord do amazing things in your heart and cultivate the joy from him. Thank you so much.